So today we are going to look at a high-end off-grid solar power system. I'll just run through the components quickly. This is the Selectronic SP PRO interactive inverter, and it is linked to a very large gel lead acid battery bank, as you can see. And since this is a AC coupled system, it is linked up with two ABB solar inverters, which it regulates, and I'll go into detail about how the system operates in a minute. So the SP PRO series comes in a number of sizes, from a small 24 volt 3 kilowatt inverter up to a massive 20 kilowatt 120 volt inverter. This is the SP PRO 482, which is a 7.5 kilowatt continuous output battery inverter, which can peak at a massive 18 kilowatts, which is the highest of any inverter that I know of. So that's almost 2.5 times its rated output for about 20 seconds, which is actually very impressive. So this system is connected to a very large gel lead acid battery bank. This is a 48 volt battery bank, which is made up of 24 single cell 2 volt batteries. Each one is 1000 amp hour, and so that creates a 48 kilowatt hour battery bank. Almost 2 tons of batteries here, but the gel batteries of this kind are known to last for up to 15 years. So since this is an AC coupled off-grid power system, the interactive inverter, or the SP PRO, takes care of the battery charging and discharging, and the solar inverters take care of the conversion of the solar power DC into AC. In this case we have a large solar array, so we have two ABB 6 kilowatt solar inverters here, and they are both linked together with the interactive inverter to form the AC coupled system. So since this is an off-grid system, the solar inverters have to be Selectronic certified, and as you can see, they've got the stickers on them, and basically they have been tweaked so that the inverter can be ramped up and down. So when the batteries are full and there's no load, the SP PRO ramps down their power output. If it was a grid connect system, it could just be fed into the grid. The other inverters that can be AC coupled with the SP PRO is the Fronius range, which has just been recently Selectronic certified, which is gives a much bigger range of inverters to use as well. So both high-end inverters, ABB and Fronius, so very reliable units, and have had good reviews from all our specialists. So here's the solar array. It's a 9 kilowatt array on a north facing roof. And a solar hot water system, which is a evacuated tube system, so they're very efficient as well. Perfect for an off-grid system. Now the inverter is quite straightforward looking unit. It just has a vent at the bottom and a top vent, and it just has a simple display which gives you an indication of what's going on with the system. The charging mode, the state of charge of the battery, which is the green lights, a charging source, and just a few simple buttons. All the programming and everything is done through the software, which I'll show you shortly. So one of the clever features of the SP Pro is the inverter pre-charge switch. This switch pre-charges the inverter before you start up the system and ensures that there is no arcing when you close a large battery isolator. Once it's operating, the pre-charge connectors also operate as a sense wires for the inverter to give it very accurate readings from the battery terminals, and it also incorporates a mid-sense connector which tells the inverter if there is anything wrong with the battery bank, which is quite a unique feature. And with a battery bank of this size and this cost, you want to know if there's anything going wrong straight away, so you can prevent the entire battery failure. So the SP Pro operates very well as an off-grid inverter, but it can also be used as a very powerful hybrid inverter with a grid connection. One of the great features about the SP Pros is that they all come with a huge 63 amp contactor built in, and this basically means that you can power your entire home through the inverter and you don't need to separate essential and non-essential loads. So basically you could run high power appliances like reverse cycle air cons and electric ovens through the inverter. So the software that runs the SP Pro is called SP Link. It's a free software which comes with the inverter, or you can download, and I would consider it probably one of the most powerful software packages of any inverter I've ever seen. I'll run through some of it with you quickly. This is just a quick view page, so it basically shows the same information as on the front of the inverter, plus with some detailed specs down the bottom. So the battery voltage, state of charge, so it's full at the moment, AC coupled solar, battery power, that kind of thing. We can go to data view and get some very detailed information on exactly what's happening. From now, we can look at what's happened today, the DC history and the AC history. So his daily average power use is 7.5 kilowatt hours. Then we got a lot of configuration settings. So since this can be used as an off-grid or hybrid inverter, we have a number of settings. So I'll go briefly run through a few of them because there's over 250 settings you can change, so incredibly powerful software and very, very flexible. With that generator, we have the generator auto start schedule. We can start the generator on a number of different conditions, from low state of charge. We can also start the generator if there's a high load for a certain amount of time. We can warm up the generator before it actually engages and starts powering any loads. We also have lots of inputs and outputs. So inside the SP Pro you have an expansion card which has 4 relay outputs, so you can control all kinds of devices. You can turn hot water systems on and off, alarms, generator start and stop, and then you've got digital inputs and outputs, analog inputs and outputs. So it's basically a PLC control system as well. So for high-end systems and commercial applications, as well as smart homes, extremely powerful. The load support from the battery, if you only want to pull say 2 kilowatts from the battery and any higher loads from the grid, so your battery doesn't get worked too hard. You can set it to do off-peak charging every night from certain times. You can change your summer and winter settings, or even as much as your daily settings. You can have specific settings for certain days of the year. So incredibly powerful. Now if you want to review any of the logged information, you go to Performance Data and you can download specific days or the last few weeks, or any particular information you need. I've already downloaded the last 5 days from this off-grid system. So it downloads the data and loads it up in Excel spreadsheet and pre-generates all the graphs and everything. So here's the graphs it automatically produces. There's a custom graph which gives you all your AC loads, battery voltage and DC amps, battery state of charge, which is very important to monitor. So in this case he's only using about 10% of the battery bank every day, so the loads have not been very high. AC power, you can see the average power, maximums, AC coupled power, lots of information, and also battery voltages. We can see the battery has been charging and discharging down to about 50 volts, and this line down here is the mid-string voltage, which is the mid-string sensor, and that gives you a really good indication if there is anything wrong with one of the battery cells. That will go out of tolerance and the system will tell you and raise an alarm.